all. No problem.
Okay, so good afternoon to our regular listening and viewing audience. We're happy to be here again this afternoon, bringing you the weather update. It's another good afternoon in Antigua and Barbuda. We did not get all the rain that we were expecting. We went against, our minds went against the advice given that it would be not anything more than a sprinkle, just enough to keep the dust down and to put some water in our cisterns. But we know our heart is longing for more. But nonetheless, the weather came just as it was forecast. And so this afternoon again, we have Mr. Lenard Josiah, meteorologist, with us to give us an outlook on what's happening in our neck of the woods, in our area here in the Atlantic Ocean and in the Caribbean Sea area, our temperature and our wind shear. So we're just looking this afternoon to hear from him. Welcome, good afternoon, Mr. Josiah. How are you doing? Again, so that they would not.
So, good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon to our listening public here in Antigua and Barbuda, and those individuals who are even further afield. We are so happy that you joined us this afternoon to take a look at another update of your tropical weather outlook. We continue to monitor the tropics this afternoon, but those of you who are in Antigua would have been thankful for the rain showers that we received on over the weekend, some of which were moderate to locally heavy in some instances. Really and truly, that was an indication of a tropical wave that moved on by with the instability and the moisture in the atmosphere that moved onshore. It gave the formation, it gave support to the formation of significant clouds and showers and the thunderstorms, some of which were a serious drencher for us here at the airport. We almost registered an inch of rainfall. Those individuals who are along the southern corridor and along the southwestern corridor, as yourself, you might not have gotten the amount that we received, but nonetheless, we are thankful nonetheless. Since Sunday, the atmosphere has dried out. The moisture levels have fell, and they fall to, let's say, low levels now. So in terms of the support for cloudiness and showers, we are not seeing that. So generally, partly cloudy skies we were having. Overnight, a line of moisture is likely to pass through that will increase the chance of some nighttime and early morning sprinkles. Those individuals who would want to go out and walk tomorrow, you might see some clouds around, but those clouds are just going to yield some light passing showers. But we'll discuss more about your topics in the next couple of minutes.
So
Yeah,
I perceive that from our weather update this afternoon that it's a bit quiet in the Atlantic Ocean, and for the next 48 hours we're not expecting anything. I
yeah,
presume.
that's right. The National Hurricane Center continues to monitor the area as we do, and the satellite photographs suggest that way out towards Africa, there's nothing significant. Those individuals who continue to wonder what's the tropical oceans looking like right now, we are not looking at any major areas to worry about. The Atlantic Ocean continues to be rather quiet east of us, and even towards the Caribbean Sea, the Gulf of Mexico, and the northeastern Atlantic Ocean, that remains rather quiet. We do see some dustiness coming across, so expect some hazy conditions or slightly hazy conditions, not necessarily in the magnitude as it was previous weeks ago, just some slight stuff, but that is not expected to be hazardous at all. In terms of tropical cyclone activity for the next 48 hours, we are sitting good. We should not see much in the way of tropical cyclone formation, and that's certainly good news. But as I always say, as we get down into the middle portions of July, even down to the latter portions of July, we will be seeing the formation of stronger tropical waves, even into the month of August, the atmosphere becoming more conducive to the formation of these stuff. So you should be in a state of readiness as you are right now. Microphone?
just before we close our weather update this afternoon, just wanted, based on the report this afternoon, I wanted to get one clarification, and maybe it's good for me and also for the listening public. Is there any particular factor why we in the rainforest area in the southern corridors of the island got less rain than was recorded at the airport?
No, not necessarily. And there's not a reason necessary for it. The clouds that formed actually came off the ocean and brushed the northeastern areas. So it's just a luck and chance where those clouds actually moved. It's not a case where they formed over our islands. So we could give some report as to why they formed there. But those clouds we were noting since Saturday night, they were actually in a line to the east of us, and they migrated
to... Okay. So, yes, great. Because one of the things, I know it was good. Some persons who would normally wash on the weekend and Sabbath while we are in church, our non-Seventh-day Adventist friends, they probably would have gotten the blessing of washing on the Friday so that they could observe the Sabbath. Even though they didn't intend to, they had the privilege of relaxing like we did because they took advice from us that the weather, it would rain on Sabbath, So it was good having you again today. Any closing thought for our dependent members, those who are we can rely on to tune in every day? Anything that you want to say to them? We want to do next week. I presume that we're getting into the hot part of the weather for the hurricane season. And so next week, I'm going to see if we can have a good person to be with us on the panel to discuss some of the features that we started with. What we should be doing. We don't want to be caught unawares when these storms come upon us. So we're going to be looking into like cleaning our drains around us, best practices, and our houses. Sometimes we put off the renovation and minor repairs, and we head into the storm. What impact it could have if a storm hits us. So you'll have to spend a little longer time with us next week, maybe 10 or 15 minutes more, as we really go into making this a ministry of keeping people well informed. So God bless you.
So true. That's so true. That's so true. Yes. Let me just leave it by just a minute that as we get on into the deeper parts of the season, what we should be focusing on is the fact that we should have already been preparing ourselves, not necessarily waiting until that time. And it goes to the fact that preparedness activities should be put in place before these things, because you can actually have one that shows up on your doorsteps in the next 48 hours, given the atmospheric conditions. So we don't want you to be caught unawares. And I'll be certainly being prepared for that discourse next week.
Yes, because sometimes, Brother Josiah, at the last moment, people are looking plywood, but when they catch yourself, all the lumber yard has sold out. Yeah. And with post lockdown in Antigua and Barbuda, the construction industry has started to do a lot of work, and so most of the shipment that was already here would have been utilized. And so we were looking around and we're just crabbling, and there's nothing for us. So the preparation is now completely agreed with you. Thank you again for the weather update this afternoon. Looking forward to see you tomorrow. And not only me, but my brother came by this afternoon and he said, I missed the weather update on Friday. I said, no, we don't do it on Friday. Not yet, but so.
Yes, for sure.
So good, it's good.
Great stuff.
Have a great evening. God bless you. God bless your family.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Bye-bye.